to my channel. It has been a long time since the last time I filmed a video. The last time that I was up here was September, October, November of 2021, and I think I was probably 8 months pregnant. So I had my baby. Here she is, my Mia Bia is what I call her. I'm back. A whole lot has happened. But this video is not a video about vlogging, about lifestyle. This video is how I started my vending machine business. This video is something totally new. So I started my vending machine business. Well, I started having the idea of needing to put something in place income-wise because I was a new mom again for the second time. I was out of work. Basically, I had no income. So I needed to make something shake. So I sat for a long time, and then I thought, you know, of all the business things that I've ever tried to do, things that I was ever interested in, and I thought about a couple of years prior to where I'm at now. I had started a little, I wouldn't even call it a business because it wasn't registered with the state or anything. It wasn't a legal business, but I did start a lash business, and it was like very small. I wouldn't even call it a business because I wasn't buying a lot of inventory. I was just ordering samples. That's basically what it was. But that resurfaced, and I was like, you know, that's something that can bring me passive income, and I really don't have to be hands-on too much. And then me and my friend went to the mall and we saw a cosmetic vending machine. So really that is what sparked the idea in my head to go ahead and look into that. So the idea came into my head, I would say December, right after I had my baby. And I jumped right on it. Like, I took action immediately. Literally the first day that I started conversation with my my manufacturer was the day after Christmas. So if I'm speaking kind of low, it's because my baby, she's here and she's sleeping. So it's the day after Christmas. It was December 26th when I reached out to her and I started the whole journey on getting my vending machine. I watched so many YouTube videos on what I'm doing right now, but none of the videos were explaining anything that I actually wanted to hear. It was just about them actually getting the vending machine in their possession, like once it was delivered to them or whatever. That's what the video was about, them stocking it. It wasn't like any detailed questions being answered or anything. And then, you know, if it was that type of thing, they were selling the information. I mean, do you make your money, I guess. So I'm up here telling you all my process of how I got my vending machine, just in case someone's out here looking, you know, to start their vending business too. So I reached out to my manufacturer in December. And let me tell you something, like off the bat, you can sit and talk to your manufacturer for weeks, for months, planning and planning and planning. but to them that's just talk. Like, until you make your first deposit or down payment or whatever, which is half of the price of the full vending machine, they're not gonna do anything. Like, you can sit and plan your how you want your wrapping around your vending machine to look, how you want, you know, the graphics to look. You can sit and plan what kind of products are gonna go in, what kind of size, you know, what's the size or whatever that's gonna be in the vending machine. But they're not gonna do anything until they get the money from you. So I must have planned for about I don't even know, like, it's so hard for me to think back to that time, being postpartum at that. I was dealing with so much other stuff just emotionally, and then here I am trying to figure out how I'm going to provide for myself and my 2 kids. So it's kind of like a blur. I'm gonna see if I can like put an insert of the conversation between me and my manufacturer to see the timing of how long I was speaking to her before I actually made the deposit. But I think it was around January, February. So I was planning, and I was just doing a lot of planning with her for about a month or 2, I would say 2 months max. But once I had the money, I just put it down. I didn't hesitate. I paid the half. Once you pay the half, they will start doing like your graphing. They will hook you up with their graphic designer, and they'll work with you. They'll, you know, make a sketch of how you imagined your vending machine to look. Me, I'm very crafty and creative, so I designed my own graphics that I wanted on my vending machine myself, and then I sent them a picture, and they literally just blew it up. Like, they made it on my vending machine. So that was really cool to see. I think that's when it got real for me that this was happening. Once I let go of that chunk of money, and then I seen like the sketch that they created back, and then I actually seen it on the vending machine. Like, this is getting real. So after I made that deposit or down payment, the next step in the process was for me to give my manufacturer the dimensions of the products that were actually going to be in the machine. So they want the dimensions of the products exactly. Like, if it's going to be in a box, let's say you're selling a lip gloss and a lip gloss comes inside the box, you're not going to give them the dimensions of the lip gloss. You're going to give them the dimensions of the lip gloss inside of the box, because they weld the coils that you put your products in, and it comes to the vending machine. They weld those coils customly, I guess, or, you know, per order. So that was the next step. Was to send the dimensions over, and I literally had to go. I was ordering my products wholesale, so I did not have them on hand yet, which I would say probably, I would say to not do what I did. I would say to have your products like literally in your hand, and you're taking the measurements to go ahead and send it over to them. Because sometimes if you're ordering stuff online, which is what I did, I was ordering it wholesale online in the US, it just sometimes it could be wrong, like the dimensions and the sizes. or it could be off, and then that will just mess up everything when you're ready to stock your machine. Depending on who you actually go with, there are different models, different types of vending machines. So definitely do your own due diligence and your own research on what type of vending machine you want, because you don't have to get one that's exactly like mine. Later on in the video, I will show you a video of my machine. My machine has a display screen on it, and those ones are like the most popular ones that I've seen for cosmetics vending machines. I've also seen vending machines that the whole front screen is like a full touch screen. It's a full display, and you touch screen everything. You touch screen to order, you touch screen to pay, the transactions, everything. I think those ones are the most, like, the latest vending machines for cosmetics. But I think the most popular ones are the ones that have the little display screen to the side. And that's the one that I have. And those aren't the only two. They even have tabletop vending machines. They're miniature vending machines. They're so cute. If you have like a salon, like a nail salon, hair salon, even a beauty shop, or if you own just a brick and mortar business, you know, or if you know someone that has these type of businesses, you can go and ask them, hey, can I put my vending machine, my mini vending machine on your countertop for people to buy, and I'll pay you like a monthly percentage, whatever, $100. I mean, it's very small. It doesn't take up a huge amount of space, so let's not get crazy with what are you gonna pay me for this. But anyway, check up on how many different types of vending machines there are, and you can even buy used vending machines before you go and drop the bag on a new vending machine. I wasn't doing that. See, I don't like used stuff. I want a new machine. So this whole part is like the fun part, designing your graphics, giving the dimensions for your products, picking out what type of vending machine you want, talking to the designer. All that is fun, but that's really not going to start rolling again until you give them the down payment. You can sit and talk all day, but until you give them the down payment, it's not real. Okay, so after that, and by the way, it's an overseas manufacturer that I had, so their times are literally opposite from ours. So if it's 4:15 p.m. here, they're a.m. and then they're an hour before, so it would be 5:15 a.m. over there when it's 4:15 p.m. over here. So I would have to stay up late at night with a 1 month, 2 month, I was about to say year old, 1 month, 2 month year old, the 1 month old, 2 month old baby, staying up all hours of the night just to speak to these people. But hey, this is what I wanted, so you know, they're doing me a favor. I have to follow what's convenient for them. So just be aware of that, be ready for that, to be up all night talking to these people, because they will not respond to you when it's their time to sleep. Like, no, they're like, we're doing you a favor, so you get up and you be uncomfortable to come and speak to me. And then once everything is done, once all your designing and customizing, welding, and whatever's done, they'll send you a video or pictures, or you can call them like FaceTime on WhatsApp or whatever, and to see your vending machine before it's ready to be sent. So after everything is a go, you'll pay the second half of the balance that's due on your vending machine, and then they will ship it to you. Now, I thought that this machine was literally gonna take like a month to get here, because that was the estimated time frame that it was going to take to get here. This lady, well, I'm not even gonna say this lady because it wasn't her. She did her job. She sent it out, she shipped it out. You know, she made sure it was packaged safely and nicely. But my machine was traveling by sea, so it was on a boat coming overseas to America, and it took, I'd say, 40 to 45 days on this boat. And I was tracking that machine like twice to 3 times, 2 or 3 times a day. I was checking that tracking because I was not playing. I mean, there's nothing that I could do about it if something happened to it on the boat. It's not like, you know, I could get to the boat and be like, you know, what's going on, what happened to my machine. But I was on it. And they do pay for insurance. It is insured until it gets to you and you sign off on it that it was delivered. They make sure that it's insured so that if anything does happen to it, you're not liable for it. They have to replace it. So yeah, I was tracking it overseas, making sure that that thing was getting here. Once it crossed, it would scratch that because I don't even know what's it called. I'm not trying to sound dumb, but once it got into American waters, I was just so giddy. I thought that I was gonna get my machine like tomorrow. I live in New York, and for some reason it was delivered to a port in California. California is literally on the opposite side of America from where I live. So I was like, it should not take another 30 days for my machine to get from California to New York. But for some reason, it took another 27 days for it to get from the port in California over to New York. And then once it got to New York, it took it must have been in some type of warehouse for about another week before I got a call from the trucking company to make a delivery appointment for it to be delivered to me. There were a little bit complications with that. A tip would be to know and have set up where the vending machine is going to be at. If you don't have a location yet for the vending machine to be at immediately to be delivered to, don't try to get this machine in like your house, because it's not gonna work unless you have like a backyard or whatever, and it could sit there under a tent protected from the rain. I would recommend that it goes into storage, and to have that delivery address set up when you get that phone call from your trucking company to make your delivery appointment. It needs to be delivered to where it's going to be stored at, whether it's at the location like a mall or wherever you're going to be selling your products, or a storage unit. I made a mistake and put the delivery to be delivered to my home. I live in a building. There was no way that that vending machine was going to make it inside my building's doorway, inside the elevator, inside the hallway, and to sit on my balcony. And I had this realization a day before it was meant to be delivered to me. So this is what I'm talking about. Like, none of the videos that I was watching on YouTube went over these things. So I was just thinking in my head, okay, this is the delivery address, my house, so this is where it's going to be delivered. I don't know. Make sure you have, well, no, because if it's going to be delivered to a storage unit, then they will bring it there, obviously. But once it's off the truck, their liability ends. So that means that they are not allowed to touch the machine. They're not going to move it for you. You need to have movers that's going to help you move that machine wherever it needs to go. You need to have a jack pallet or pallet jack, whatever it's called, to literally pick up the machine and move it, or you would need to break it down out of the wooding and the packaging that it's in order to get it onto the wheels so it can roll. These are all the things that nobody told me, and I literally had to find out by myself. And thank God that I had my dad there with me, helping me, because I just would have been looking like a fool trying to move a 750-pound vending machine by myself. Yeah, so make sure you have help, all right? If you're a lady, if you're a woman, if you're a female, get them boys, all right? Tell them that you got something coming in and you need them muscles. So my vending machine was sitting in storage for about 2 months, and I actually found a storage that was new in my neighborhood. So they had a promotion going on, and it was 2 months free, and it really was 2 months free. And my goal, my aim, it kind of pushed me to, you know, I gotta get this machine out of here, because I'm not trying to pay $130 at the end of the second month for nothing. So it kind of pushed me to work and, you know, just work hard to getting it at a location. I should do a part 2, I guess. I should do a part 2 on me actually securing my location, because that is a whole nother story in itself. Things got changed quite a bit, and what I will say, the positive in it, is that it is secured at a location now, and I am so happy about it. I'm so happy with the location that I chose. So yeah, if you want to see a part 2 of this video on how I started my vending machine business, leave a comment down below and tell me what you liked about the video, tell me what you disliked about the video.